What's going on, everyone? It's Rifle here, and thanks for checking out this video. In this one I'm going to be going over 10 top secret unknown items hidden in the Destiny database. These were never used in Destiny whatsoever, so we might end up seeing them sometime in Destiny 2. I'm not exactly sure, I just thought this would be an interesting video to share with you guys. Anyways, before I get into this, I just want to let you guys know my console giveaway is about to be ending here in 2 weeks. So if you guys don't know how to participate in this, all you have to do is simply leave a like on the video to show some support, subscribe and click that bell if you haven't, and comment down below your thoughts of this video. It's literally that simple, and I'm going to be choosing one random person that has shown good support with my videos. And the winner will get to choose out of 3 consoles, a Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, or a PS4. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into this already. The first one I'm going to be going over is something that is called antique camera. This antique camera, believe it or not, is classified as a heavy weapon, which, leads one to believe it could be equipped and used in the heavy weapon slot, obviously. The antique camera's flavored text reads, "An ancient recording device. There is no film, but the cryptards say you can still see the past when you look through it." It is very likely that this is a developer tool that they can use to take in-game screenshots. However, it's either that or the cryptart was going to give us this to look into the past to learn about the Golden Age, which, is a much cooler idea. Who knows, this could be something that will possibly pop up in the Osiris DLC just because we're going to be going into the past to prevent a dark future from happening. Anyways, up next for number 2 is something called Vex Raid Rare. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but however, it does look like an exotic. This item has a striking similarity to the Epoch Splinter, which I'll go over more of that in the future of this video. Let's just say that is also unknown in the database. Anyways, this item has a more comprehensible text. It reads, "Vex Raid Rare material for Vex exotic weapon blueprint." Chances are this Vex Raid Rare is going to allow us to build some kind of Vex exotic, kind of like in a similar fashion to the Sleeper Simulant quest. And I know I just said this previously, but a lot of these we could be seeing in the future of Destiny 2. I'm not exactly positive. Who knows, maybe it's a high chance that there's going to be some kind of Vex exotic weapon blueprint like the Sleeper Simulant in the Osiris DLC, since it is based around the Vex and we are supposed to be returning to the Vault of Glass. So it's a high possibility that we could have something similar to the Sleeper Simulant pop up in the Osiris DLC. Anyways, next up in the database, I have you something called the Vex Crono Spanner. This item never appeared in game, but it says the Vex Crono Spanner had the ability that if it was in your inventory as you finished a nightfall and received your reward, it would let you replay the nightfall and receive a second helping of rewards. Using the Vex Crono Spanner would have made it even more thrilling knowing you could get a second chance at receiving whatever you're trying to get out of the nightfall. However, Bungie decided not to ever add this into the game. Once again, I'm not exactly sure if they ever are or not, but these are in the database. Alright, so next up I have you an item that was supposed to be for factions. Of course, this never appeared so far, but who knows in the future. If this item called The Votes Are In ends up appearing in the game, it seems that there will be an in-game poll where Guardians would vote for a faction, and the faction with the most votes would deliver a faction ship to all Guardians who voted. The flavored text on this reads, "The Guardians have spoken. Future War Call ships are being deployed to all voters." Of course, this is just a scenario saying that the Future War Call ended up winning the poll votes. Next up, I have you guys something called a Tuned Drive item. This item would allow us to upgrade a Sparrow to improve overall speed and durability. I have to say, it certainly would have been fun to scream around the Sparrow Racing League tracks using the very first Sparrow that we received and end up winning the matches because we could end up keeping up with them. Or who knows, maybe we could have used this to upgrade an already, solid Sparrow. Okay, so this next one, I mentioned about this previously and is called the Epoch Splinter. And I have to say, it's pretty daggone interesting, and there's a high chance that we could be seeing this sometime in the near future. Because this item is based around the Vex, and as you know, the Vex aren't constrained by time, and the Osiris DLC once again is going to be based around the Vex. The Epoch Splinter reads, "Silvers of glass used by the Vex. Isotopic dating suggests their age ranges across billions of years, past and future." This flavored text is so delightfully vague, I have to say, it could almost mean literally anything. I mean, what do you guys think the purpose of these Epoch Splinters are? Next up, I have you something called the Dining, which we could be seeing here soon with the seasonal changes in Destiny 2. This beautiful gilded letter would be available from nearly all vendors, it seems, in the tower, and the flavored text on this reads, "A note about the dining from Cayde 6. though the vendor's name would change depending on who gave it to you, so it doesn't technically have to be from Cayde 6. We can only guess what this is in relation to, as the donning note is still not in the game. But if we had to take a gamble, of course the donning is, the seasonal event, so I have a feeling that we might be seeing this in the near future. Next up I have something called the Indomitable Light. The Indomitable Light was another item that Bungie considered adding into Destiny's universe. This consumable would have increased the chances of you receiving weapons or a piece of armor the next time you defeated a boss in a specific raid. The Indomitable Light certainly would have been nice, not gonna lie. Anyways, next up I have something called the Heuristic Light. This little consumable was going to end up rewarding us with additional rewards from defeating certain bosses in raids. Because, this would have been handy because we definitely want to see more rewards from defeating hard bosses that we took a lot of time to defeat. Last up, I want to show you guys some unknown exotics that are in the Destiny 2 database. And also I'm going to go a little bit into topic of Cayde 6's death soon to be happening. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be legit or not, but there were some audio files leaked, and I just thought I would share this during this video because it is something unknown. Now let's go ahead and get into discussion about these hidden exotics in the database. If you look at the intrinsic perks inside the Destiny 2 database, you can see all of the base legendary intrinsic perks as well as the exotics. But inside of here, there are actually 2 intrinsic bonuses for exotics that don't have any info on them. If you scroll over the intrinsic perks, they'll of course give you a description on what they do, but for these, they do not. There aren't any like this for legendaries, so I'm thinking these haven't actually been added into the game quite yet, but they plan on releasing them soon into Destiny 2. And that's the reason why we see a placeholder for them already in the database. I'm guessing these will be releasing with the DLC that is the closest away, which is the Osiris DLC. I'm hoping there is more than just 2 new exotics though in that upcoming DLC. I thought this was pretty interesting and I wanted to share this with you guys. Anyways, now let's go ahead and get into a little bit of Cayde 6's future in Destiny 2. So first things first, there was recently audio files data mined by a Redditor, which I'll leave that Redditor down below in the description for you guys to check out for proof. But these audio files that were data mined are the factions talking about Cayde's death. Check this out real quick.
Cayde's death is upon us. What will you do with that knowledge, I wonder?
He wasn't aligned with our greater goals, but Cayde was a friend and an ally. He will be missed. He wasn't leadership material, but Cayde was a good man, machine or otherwise.
Simulations predicted Cayde's departure, but not what came after.
Now, of course, there is a lot more data mined than just this. There is literally loads of data mined audio files that's supposedly in future content. But recently, the Redditor has switched up what he had mentioned about Cayde 6 actually dying, as you can see here. He is now thinking that apparently these are just scrapped audio files, and the reason why is because tons of people were commenting to him that this was something that was supposed to happen in the past but never did, and I don't know exactly who is correct in this situation. However, there is other audio files of Cayde talking that's supposedly from future content. So if he's dead, how is he still talking? Also, a lot of people are speculating that he might just be rebooted to be Cayde 7 since Bungie is obsessed with 7, and other people are speculating that his death is going to be left as a cliffhanger and he'll be rebooted in Destiny 3 to promote more sales. Now don't get me wrong, that sounds smart and all, but I hope so much that is not what's going to actually go down. In my opinion, that just sounds like a greedy and selfish way to promote their game more to fans. But here's an idea of how it would go down and how people are actually getting this speculation. They get their fans hooked on a certain persona. As we know, Cayde 6's character stands out from the rest of the crew, so once they got the fans hooked on the character, they end up taking out that character at the end of the game, and they kind of like end up leaving a cliffhanger ending that he might be rebooted for Destiny 3. As we know, Exos can be rebooted. I mean, look at Banshee 44. That guy has been rebooted 44 freaking times. And for those of you that don't know, Cayde was once a human. I'll get more into that further in this video. But Clovis Bray made him into an Exo, which I have a feeling we might be introduced to Clovis Bray or Anna Bray in Destiny 2, because as some of you may know, there is a secret scannable in the tower that talks about Anna Bray, and there's one other one as well around the Rasputin area, so she might be introduced in the Rasputin DLC. Anyways, getting a little off topic here. So in the end, they leave an ending where Cayde could have a chance of returning in Destiny 3, And then when Destiny 3 starts to roll around, they have a trailer promoting Cayde of however he's getting rebooted and repaired, and in the long run it makes the fans of Destiny be even more excited about Destiny 3, seeing their favorite character return. So yeah, that is basically the idea out of it and the speculation pretty much. Don't get me wrong, it's a solid plan to increase sales, but it really just sounds like a sellout to their fans. I mean, think about it for a second, guys. Think about how much Cayde has been promoted within all the trailers. They have really made his character stand out, and they have tried to get a connection with the fans. And don't get me wrong, I love Cayde. He's the comedic relief in Destiny. He's my favorite character out of them all. But in my honest opinion, I hope Bungie does not actually do this. I would love to know your guys' thoughts, the community of Destiny. Please tell me what you guys think if this actually comes down to it. Do you think this would be a good idea and it should happen, or do you think they shouldn't do this? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm out of here, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen, and hopefully you found these unknown things interesting. Until next time, peace.